Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers star LeBron James hints at retirement after $101 million deal. LeBron James has revealed that his latest contract with the Los Angeles Lakers could be his last. The four-time MVP hinted at the possibility of retirement, suggesting that this new deal might mark the final chapter of his illustrious career. James signed a 2-year contract with the Lakers worth $101.4 million on July 3, with the second year being a player option. If he plays out the length of his deal, James will have played 23 seasons in the NBA, the most of all time. With his immediate future locked in, James spoke to Dave McMenamin of ESPN on various topics, including his time left in the NBA. "I mean, it could be the last contract I will ever sign," James said. "I'd never sit up here and say, oh, maybe not. Yeah, it could be. Easily. But we'll see what happens." It's non-committal from James, and only he truly knows the answer to how much he has left in the tank. He's shown little sign of slowing down, adapting his game to his older age and continuing to be a significant contributor. James, 39, played 35.3 minutes per game last season. He averaged 25.7 points, 8.3 assists, and 7.3 rebounds. James earned his 20th All-Star appearance and was named third-team All-NBA. James' longevity has allowed him to accomplish his long-established goal of playing with his son, Bronny James. The Lakers selected Bronny with the number 55 overall pick in this year's draft, making them the first active father-son duo in NBA history. Since the selection, Bronny has been the target of some criticism. But LeBron believes his son can avoid the noise and focus on what matters. "I don't know if people really understand Bronny," James said. "He doesn't care. I actually care a little bit. When I came in, as a rookie, I wanted people to like me, and some of the things that people were saying about me kind of bothered me early on in my career. He doesn't give a F. He does not care about nobody, doesn't even listen to that stuff. He's like the coolest. He's like the complete opposite of his dad. His dad will say something, to address the critics. Bro does not care. Everything that's being said about him, he really does not care." Bronny made his Summer League debut on July 6. He scored 4 points in 22 minutes. He sat out the Lakers' second game due to knee soreness. The Lakers were unable to make a splash in free agency. James had volunteered to take a pay cut to lure an impact player, but it didn't work out. Among the names on the Lakers' radar were Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, and Jonas Valanciunas. The Lakers could still consider making a trade, but James is okay with how things unfolded. "It takes two to tango," James said. "I think our front office, our coaching staff, they tried to do the job that they wanted to do or tried to get guys to come, and it didn't happen. And that's okay. That's part of the business. I've been in this business long enough to know that sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. So, we don't sit here and lie about or cry about it. We move on. And Klay's a great player. Obviously, DeMar's a great player. Valanciunas was one of those guys who ended up going to Washington, was someone that was in talks with us, but we move on to see how we continue to get better." James is currently in camp with Team USA, alongside his Lakers co-star Anthony Davis. Lakers star LeBron James breaks silence on J.J. Redick hire. Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James finally broke his silence on the hiring of his former podcast co-host and 15-year NBA veteran J.J. Redick as their new head coach. "We're excited about J.J., James told reporters on July 6 at the start of the Team USA camp in Las Vegas. "I'm excited to work with JJ and also work with Coach Scott Brooks and Coach Nate McMillan as well. Those are great two pieces as well to add to our coaching staff, but I'm super excited to work with JJ." The Lakers' top priority in assembling Redick's staff was to surround him with experienced head coaches. Brooks and McMillan have a combined 31 seasons of head coaching experience between them. Reddick's hiring was highly scrutinized because he doesn't have any prior head coaching experience. But he is not the first former NBA player to transition to coaching without prior experience. The last three to do it over the last decade had mixed results. Steve Nash lasted only 3 seasons in Brooklyn after he was hired in 2020. Nash, a Hall of Famer and a former NBA MVP, won only one playoff series with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and James Harden. Nash left the Nets with a 94-67 record. In 2014, both Steve Kerr and Derek Fisher were hired as first-time coaches. Kerr became the gold standard for first-time coaches as he won 4 NBA championships with the Golden State Warriors. He's the winningest coach among all first-timers with 519 victories and still counting. On the other hand, Fisher, a 5-time NBA champion, was one of the worst to ever do it, compiling a 40-96 record in 1.5 seasons with the Knicks before getting fired. James, who will turn 40 this season, is keeping his expectations modest in Reddick's first year as a head coach. With no significant off-season additions, there is no championship expectation for the Lakers. Proposed trade has Lakers pay high price in $67 million star swap for Reeves. If the Los Angeles Lakers want to land another star, it is likely going to need to come through the trade market. The remaining NBA free agents are primarily role players, which could be what Los Angeles prefers to build around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Yet, the Lakers could also opt to go star hunting, and one name that has been floated in trade rumors is Utah Jazz former All-Star Lauri Markkanen. The challenge is the Jazz may be looking for a blockbuster return similar to what the Brooklyn Nets landed from the New York Knicks to acquire Mikal Bridges. Brooklyn added 5 future first-rounders from New York as well as a potential pick swap. The Athletic's Jovan Buha noted that an example of the high price that the Jazz expect for Markkanen would be 2 future first-round picks, the removal of the top 4 protections from a 2027 first-rounder LAO's Utah and pick swaps. The Lakers would also need to add Austin Reeves and potentially another player like Jalen Hood-Schifino. Even then, the NBA insider is skeptical it would be enough to entice Utah to strike a deal. Let's examine how a potential Markkanen trade would work for the Lakers and Jazz. Lakers, please find a way to get Lauri Markkanen on our team. This is the kind of trade a team makes if the front office believes it turns the franchise into a contender. Markkanen may be an upgrade from Reeves, but it is unlikely enough to make Los Angeles a contender in the Western Conference. The price is really high. Like the Jazz are trying to find a Mikal Bridges level price for him, according to multiple reports and according to what I've heard behind the scenes, Buha explained in a July 5, 2024, live stream titled, Lakers Q&A, Trade Targets, Lauri Markkanen, Free Agency Options, LA's Rankin West. Just the price for him is incredibly high, and remember Mikal Bridges went for 5 first-round picks. So, the Lakers, technically they could manipulate that 2027 first-round pick that they owe Utah. I believe it's top 4 protected. They could remove the protection on that. They could also send their 2 future firsts, and then they also have 3 pick swaps. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Lauri Markkanen? Leave your opinion in the comments.